So with support from Western SARE, Oahu RC&D has started an on-farm cacao establishment trial. We put the trees in the ground at 5 host farms around the state. That's 2 on Hawaii Island, known as the Big Island, and 3 on the island of Oahu. We are looking at a few things that are important for farmers to learn in Hawaii as they start growing cacao. The most important is just to demo our best practices for establishing cacao, and that is avoiding having a lot of mortality, avoiding having unproductive, poorly formed cacao trees that are hindered by disease or pest. And so documenting the things such as tree cages and appropriate fertilizer regimes and appropriate pruning that help a cacao farm get up and running successfully as quickly as possible so that they can pay back the investment they made into creating that orchard.
I thought it would be a good study just to start from the ground up in terms of best practices for cacao, because a lot of people are focusing on really all kinds of things, best post-harvest protocols, things much later downstream in the whole processing of cacao. But I think it's important to really hone in on some good practices right at the beginning when you're planting these trees. The trial is split up into 3 sections right now. We've got a best practice block, which I believe is in the middle. And the best practices came from soil scientists who analyzed the soil and gave us some recommendations based on what he found, the pH, the nutrients that were in the soil and whatnot. And also came from a cacao specialist, a consultant on the island that kind of took that soil recommendation and made it a little more specific to cacao. So that's the best practice. And we also have the farm practice segment, which is equal amount of trees. And that entails kind of the nutrient management protocol that we use up on our farm, just the systems that we've been implementing up here over the years. And we're also using a mycorrhizal amendment for one of the blocks as well, and that's a similar nutrient management protocol, but just kind of toned down a little bit. So we have 3 main blocks in this orchard behind me right now.
Getting cacao established correctly is critical for growers.
From the time that you put trees in the ground, if you're good and lucky with your practices and lucky with the weather, you can expect to start harvesting within 3 to 4 years, but you're not going to be hitting peak harvest until maybe year 7 or year 8. And in cases where you do have setbacks in terms of weather or in terms of not using the best suite of practices, it can be even longer. So cacao farming is a long-term proposition. It's one where folks are expecting to pay back that initial investment that they put into the orchard over 20 or 30 years.